If you're watching by way of the AFA channel, another live look at the Brooklyn Bridge here in downtown Manhattan, and it is a beautiful day in New York, a little bit on the warm side. I hope it's nice where you are, and I am grateful that you are with us every single day for this midday look at what's going on in the news and formulating a response and trying to get back to the basics of what we need to do to see a different outcome. You know, there's only two results to every scenario in all of life: excuses and results. And if you're not working towards results, then you're part of the excuses, and that's part of the problem. When people say, "Well, I don't want to make the changes in my own life, and I don't feel like I should have to. Look at how bad everybody else is." That's making an excuse, friend. We need to be shunning that type of thinking. We need to be saying, "What can we do? How can we get more involved? How can we become more engaged? How can we engage others on a deeper level?" I don't know if the marriage issue is going to be won in the courts. I'm highly pessimistic about it. But that doesn't mean that we don't work until the Lord returns to do what we can to stem the tide. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. Let's go to Brett, who's calling us from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Hey, Brett, welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. Glad you're with us.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hey, sir. I just want to make a quick comment about the good work that you're doing and what you kind of led me to a little epiphany. I get so frustrated and so worried and frazzled and upset about the politics and the gay marriage and abortion thing, and I worry so much for my beautiful little 2-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. And I worry what it's going to be like in, say 50, 60 years. And, whether we're in communism or whether we're in full-blown, in the socialism stage, who knows? But the fact of the matter is what I do remember is as long as me and my wife are a good example for our daughter and we teach about God to her and bring her up as a good Christian, she will go to heaven and she will come meet us and we'll all get to heaven. No matter what's going on on earth, or no matter what the current government does, we're all going to heaven. And that was just
as we put our faith and trust in Jesus Christ, that's absolutely true. Brett, thank you for that insight and that reminder. That is a good word of encouragement. And we need it on days like today. Let's go to Aaron in Tennessee. Aaron, you're next on AFA Today with Kevin McCullough. Hi.
Good afternoon, Kevin. Aaron here. I like I told the screen, I don't know if I have a certain point to make, but, like everyone else out there, I'm a little bit worried about what I can get to. I joined the military for steady pay and good benefits and for hopefully a retirement someday. And I'd like to stay with the organization because I've got 6 kids and a family to support and raise. So I was a little hesitant to call because I'm a little afraid of what's going to happen if I let my viewpoints be known. But today, I'm in the United States Navy, and I perform in the band. Today we had the first ever Pride event on our installation. And the band was there to support. And I know of at least 2 other people in the band that feel the same as I do, and we are disheartened that we have to do this. When we get the paperwork and our name is checked and we have to be there at that event, we have to perform, I feel like I'm supporting something that I don't want to support, but I have no choice. And if I stand up and say, this is wrong to be supporting this, am I going to lose my job? Am I going to lose all my benefits? And you talk about the benefits and what people feel entitled to. The program today, printed on one of the reverse sides, was a partial list of those benefits, and the heading was, these are the benefits that used to be disallowed, and now this is what we get. And it was printed right there in black and white for them to be proud of.
That's a long way away from ask not what your country can do for you, isn't it, Aaron?
It certainly is.
It's a completely different mentality. We've become a different country. We don't think about it that way anymore.
And that may kind of pervade our society. It wasn't long ago I was at a public library. My kids go to the public library once or twice a week to pick up books, and I was there with them. And one of the posters in the library here was that famous quote by Kennedy: "Ask not what your country can do for you." And then it had a big red X over it and said, "No, do ask what your country can do for you." And here's all these programs listed there. So, it's a complete reversal in our mentality and the way we think.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to put you down by name on my list because I want you to have clarity about what you should do with your situation with the band, and that's difficult. But I think that God will be faithful and demonstrate to you that if you trust Him, that's the best thing of all. And then we're gonna pray that He leads you in the right direction on that. And I'm not saying what that right direction is. I just have confidence for me that if I pray for you, that God will show Himself to you, and you're open to that He will show you. Let's talk to Paul in Lewisburg, Ohio. Hello, Paul. You're on with Kevin McCullough on AFA Today. Hi.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Well, that's great. I have just a couple of comments.
Okay.
I happen to be 91 years of age, which tells you that I grew up during the Depression.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in the 7th grade, I had a shoe shine stand in front of my father's barber shop. And at that time, the black community, or the colored people, or Negroes, that's what they were known by, this one gentleman come by every Saturday, and he wanted his shoes shined. And he always said, "White boy, I want my shoes shined." And after I'd get done shining them, he'd pay me the nickel for the black or the brown shoes. And then he would say, "Boy, white boy, you sure do a good job." And I'll see you next Saturday. Well, he could call me white boy. But if you want to look at my ancestry, it came here in 1620, and they landed in New Amsterdam. And but I can't understand. You yourself just used the phrase African American. If you are born in America, you're an American. My great-great-grandmother was a
Paul,
Shawnee.
I need to have you focus in on what you actually did you have a question or comment as it was related to what we were discussing?
Then, so I'm American.
Okay.
And as far as what the Supreme Court did, I think they're wrong. The Bible does not say that a man should be with a man and a woman with a woman. God created man and He created woman, and He said when the two of them are married, they become one in His sight. And that's a man and a woman. And I believe that that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So do many others, Paul, and I appreciate your willingness to articulate that. Thank you for joining us today. Let's go to very quickly, see if we can get in a couple of more here. Let's go to Michael in Alabama. Michael, you're up next on AFA Today with Calvin McCullough. Glad you're here.
Well, thank you. I'm calling about the remarks he made about the phone and people not working and stuff like that. And I'm a disabled veteran. I served 4 years active. I got a bad breathing, and so I'm not able to work or do anything. In fact, I'm barely alive. But
I'm guessing, Michael, if you had the ability to, and you had the opportunity to, that you would be the first one in line to do it.
Right. But you're talking about you keep saying about the phone. If I got one of those phones, I didn't vote for Barack Obama. I wouldn't vote for him because he don't stand for godly morals, as I'm concerned. I'm a Christian for 7 years. And he didn't add up to me, and I would never vote for him. And I haven't voted for him. And I don't agree with none of his policies, and I don't agree with same-sex marriages. I stand against all that. I stand with what God says. I'm with God, and I agree with him.
Okay, Michael, I think we lost you. If I understood you correctly, you didn't vote for the president because you disagreed with his policies, and I appreciate that. Let's go to Wayne in Shreveport, Louisiana. Wayne, thank you for being here. What's your thoughts?
Kevin, thanks for what you do. I just want to send out a word of encouragement, keep you courage as you fight the good fight. Like Romans tells us, God's sovereign will be done, just like the Lord's Prayer says as well, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. His sovereign will is being done even with the proliferation of this liberal agenda, and just stay encouraged, keep fighting a good fight.
That's nice of you, Wayne. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Anytime someone says that they're praying for me or that they are wanting to encourage me, that always means so much. And so thank you for each of you that have expressed that, and many of you have on Facebook. By the way, we've got a Facebook page. It's afatoday.com. Just put afatoday.com into your web browser, and it'll take you straight there. It's easy enough. The president calling yesterday's decisions in the Supreme Court, quote, a victory for American democracy. Of course, I'm thinking he doesn't understand what democracy is, given the fact that 70% of the people of California, which is a clear majority, did not want what the Supreme Court gave them yesterday. So I'm really not thinking that the president did all that well in his elective government classes, because if he doesn't understand the basic definition of what democracy is, that would explain why he said what he said about yesterday's decisions. Let me just put it that way. There is one other thing that I want you to be aware of. Yesterday we had that discussion with Brooke Goldstein about the terrorist who met with the administration in the White House on June the 13th. Very few people had reported it. After we reported it yesterday, the Fox News channel began to report on it, and they've reported on it consistently since then. But today, a senior administration official confirmed to Fox News that members of the National Security Council met with this Muslim radical, stressed that they were focused on his ability to help them counter the al-Qaeda narrative. Understanding, of course, that as a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, he supports the al-Qaeda narrative. I don't know how they get to that, but they uncovered it was uncovered that Sheikh Abdullah bin Baye had met with the Obama administration on June 13th. Once it got out, the administration needed to make some